Hey guys, this is Manchuck Sub LPs. I'm Sub, this is Crusader Kings II, and this is Millennia in the Making episode 19. Turns out I grossly overestimated the time that episode 18 took, so yeah, I'm just going to do another one because fuck it. And this time I've taken note of the time, so maybe this will be a full 50 minutes. We'll have to see. So, we're currently at war with the King of Great Moravia for his stuff. Duke Wilhelm II now favours Prince Guntram, so let's just check that out. Yeah, so last episode, Duke Wilhelm switched his vote to himself, but then now he's just switched it back, so he must have just passed over an opinion shift point or something. So yeah, we're just beating up this guy's castle. Literally. We're there punching the castle wall. Siege weapons aren't that great in this era. And let's see, we've got some plots going on. Baron of Stade is lined up, but don't particularly care about this guy. The Baron who I have sitting around in my dungeon is lined up. Really don't care about him, and somebody in East Francia, which, you know, whatever. So we no longer have a court jester, I'm sad to say, because the former Duke of... Wow, okay, this is actually going quite well. Everybody is voting for my preferred heir to the Kingdom of Bavaria. That's good. This elective monarchy jazz is pretty good. Let's check our realm. See all this dark grey here? That's us, except for this bit here. That's actually a slightly lighter shade of grey, and it's part of Lotharingia. So, yes, we've done a good job of reuniting this place. I'd like to take all of Sorbs at some point, because that will, well, it will let me form another kingdom, I think. It might give me enough on Pomerania, and if it doesn't, I can take these 3 or 4 provinces, 5 actually, because of Rana. I can take these provinces here fairly easily. Yeah. And from there, the tricky part is going to be getting Brunswick back. Getting Brunswick back is going to be difficult. We're going to get it eventually. We're going to own all of this damn stuff. We're going to own all of this at some point. Maybe. I haven't actually decided whether this will be a world conquest game, which involves taking everything, or whether I just want to like ensure dynastic dominance. We want to own as much as we can, because when we make the transfer to Europa Universalis, that will be the size of our nation. And I gotta say, having a nation that goes from, you know, India over here, or Samatata, or, yeah, basically Burma, all the way to the edge of Europe. I mean, the Canary Islands is probably the, yeah, the limit there. Having something that goes all of that distance sets us up to just win Europa. We can't lose it because we would be the only Western tech group to start the game, and look, we'll get into that when we start playing Europa. It's a slightly different game. I have just noticed something very important. There's a revolt in East Francia. Why? Okay, it's for Duke Berengar's claim. Who is Duke Berengar? He must be the guy in charge of one of these places. Yep, this guy. Right? Yeah, okay, so this is the guy who they want to be king of East Francia, but this is the guy who's leading the revolt. We could offer to join in his war, and he would, you know, let us, but that would just be putting another Carling on the throne. I mean, King Arnulf doesn't like us, but I don't think his Duke here, Duke Berenger, likes us much. Yeah, it's kind of a half-half sort of thing, isn't it? If we killed him, their little thing would end because they'd no longer have a claimant. odd. Oh well, we've got another war to deal with over here. We're not going to go to war with East France or anything like that. We don't even have a... well, we do have Casus Belli, but we've got raised army levies. So, whatever. Do we have any Casus Belli against this guy? No. So we only have Casus Belli against East Francia, not against anything in the East Francian Revolt territories. We had a faction disband. Yeah, we really should see the rest of these go away at some point. Particularly considering that, you know, there only counts. Alright, we have won the Siege of Snozmo. We got 8.1 gold. That's cool. Yeah, because we're currently losing money because we have so many guys up. Wink. And we've successfully dragged Juditha out of her hiding hole. She is nobody important, so he will not ransom her. We don't particularly want to execute her either. She's nobody special, we'll just keep her on board. There's really nothing that we get out of that. If we were a Viking, you want to imprison as many people as you can. Because the Viking version of the feast involves human sacrifice. You kill, what, like 2 or 3 guys? And they all have to be from your prison. You can say, oh, I don't want to get rid of him, but that costs you piety and I think a bit of prestige. Whereas, you know, most of the time the people in your prison deserve to be in your prison. I mean, unless you're playing as an Islamic ruler, in which case you're putting them there to avoid decadence. But that's changed. I know that's changed. I'm just not sure how. Yep, so this is going alright. You know, just ticking along with this war score here. We should be able to win this war quite easily. It's a shame we're only going to get this province out of it and not something like an entire duchy. Though also by doing this we're reducing his ability to fight back against Lidomerich. And I think the Lidomerichians are winning that war. No! No, the King of Great Moravia is... Oh, excuse me, I have a little bit of regurgitation, yeah. So after we occupy this county, we might just wander up here and see if there's an army hovering around in Praha or in what is this, Boleslav, and just, well, see if we want to take them on. Because if we do take them on, then this can deteriorate. Marshall is informing us that the levy reinforcement rate in Oberbayern is increased. That's good. That's fine. There's Vikings still up there? No, there were Vikings in Freiland, but they've gone away. So these 2 titles will both cost us 187-ish gold each. So that's a pretty huge expense, and if we made both of them, we'd have to give one of them away. So we just keep them as counties for the moment. The, excuse me, the advantage to having more duchies in your realm is dukes. Like if we look at the tech screen, because I'm a king, I accumulate tech points at a slightly higher rate. Dukes just acquire them at the base rate. Counts do not acquire any tech points. They have to rely on natural spread. So that's not a great thing for them. Lords of Tyrol have instituted a law, that's fine. How's this guy going? Still alive. And this one's coming along nicely. Hopefully she turns into quite an excellent individual, because what I want to do with her is marry her off to one of... Well, if I had a son who was of her age, I would marry her off to him. I don't. So what we would have to do... Let's just check the betrothal list. I might marry at a Leutpold here. There really aren't a lot of candidates, but we're just keeping her kind of in the wings. If we have to, we'll try and find somebody else with the strong genetic trait and invite them to our court and marry her off to him, in the hope that we get more children with that particular genetic trait. Yeah, we're really breeding a whole bunch of Ubermensch here. Oh, it's not mine. Princess Agnes. What are you doing? You're supposed to be chaste. How are you chaste and having 2 bastard children? Oh, because you have a lover. Ah! God damn it. Really, guys? Really? Okay, just to iterate on my little disgust here. Princess Agnes of Bavaria, my half-sister, has taken a lover. Count Leutpold of Lausitz, my cousin. Guys, come on. And yes, a bastard child and a bastard child. Luckily, they're not inbred yet. God damn it. Really? The Baron of Andex died, so now Baroness Wilhelma is in charge. She is 7 years old. And Gisela here is probably going to try and kill... Oh, wow, look at that plot power. We're going to try and kill Gisela. We don't need too many guys on board here. Let's order them by plot power. Gunhilda seems to be fairly adequate for this task, I feel. Done. So that's given us a plot power of... Accept it. Come on, woman. Accept it. I do have the game unpaused. There we go. 115. So, as well as banging my half-sister, my cousin is counted as a friend, so he has sent me this little message. My dear friend, I fear the war might drag you away from me longer than necessary, and thus I felt there must be something I could do. So please accept my help, and let's win this war together. Your loyal friend, Count Leutpold. Like, yeah, that'd be great, bro, but, and I get an opinion boost against him, which I honestly already had. And, you know, that'd be cool, but he's already one of my vassals. So he's already in the war. But if he was, like, ruler of another kingdom and joined in, that'd be really cool. It'd be neat. Come on. There we go. We got 18.5 gold from looting the city. And now we're getting a ticking war score, you can see at the bottom there. So let's get our men and send them up into Hradec. Just because it's in the middle of Great Moravia, so we'll be able to see all of the lands and work out where his armies are, if he has any. And let's just change Radolf out for... Why is Guntram there, but we can't hire him on as Marshal? Well, we can hire him on as Marshal, and he wants to be Marshal. Brilliant. Done. That was wrong. That was completely wrong. I accidentally hired Gottschalk. So, sorry Gottschalk. We're going to get a little bit more negative opinion there, and Guntram is now our Marshal. I'd like to just remind everybody of what an awesome goddamn name Guntram is. I feel like we need more money, so I'm going to assign our steward to raise taxes, or to collect taxes, instead of researching economy tech. Alright. And you can see here we actually have a very high rebellion risk in Lausitz because of the culture group and religion group. Whereas it's only a different culture group in Messian. And we're working on changing that because we're German. So, oh, there's the peace offer. Yep, so he wants to get out of this as soon as he can. Because he doesn't want to lose this province up here. Let's just see how close he is to losing that province. Not close. I'm just going to put this over to the side here, and I want to move our troops up to Hradec so we can see what's going on. Because I would like him to lose that war. My wife's pregnant. How about a son this time? Don't make me go, what, Henry VIII on you? It's Henry VIII, right? Yeah, okay, so he doesn't have any military in the area. Let's head on back. We accept Yes, we won. That's great. Now you see, we've popped up to 7 of 6 in our demesnes. And this guy should have an opinion malice. Yes, so he wants the county of Znojmo. That's alright. That's fine. You know, whatever. But what we're going to do is find somebody in our court. Somebody of fairly low rank. Somebody like... well, somebody who likes us would be good. Somebody like Luitpold here. My dear nephew of an incestuous relationship, how would you like to be Count of Znojmo? Why yes, you would like that very much, wouldn't you? Done. So now he's left my court. We've got a few more options appearing here. He's too young to be educated, but what will happen is, because he's not a member of our court anymore, he'll probably pick somebody to educate him anyway. Now, the Duke wants control of the county of Znojmo. We're going to give him that. So, transfer vassalage, and then we pick. It usually puts the ones at the top of the list that need to be transferred for the feudal thing to work, and it has done so this time. So, we pick this guy and send. Bang. He likes us a lot more now because we transferred a vassal to him. Not as much as if we had won the war for him, but we didn't, you know, there are advantages and disadvantages to that. So now we're just waiting on our guys to get back to Znojmo so we can put them down. Like the dogs that they are. I joke, we're not actually killing anybody. And just send our retinue back to the appropriate place. Now, because we've lowered the levies, we can check out why we would be able to declare war on King Arnulf. To claim Thuringia for Bruno von Thuringen. Now, there is a problem with this. Let's just go find the king again, probably in Baden. No? The hell does the king own? The king only owns the county of Nassau. What? Even the music stopped. I am just stunned by this. The king only owns the county of Nassau and the duchy of Thuringia. He does still have a fuck ton of allies though, which is a huge issue to me. And among them, the king of West Francia. Has he called any of those into war yet? He's involved in a war that the king of West Francia has declared. And he has not called them in. He has killed King of Wessex in. Ah, jeez, let me check this. King of West Francia likes Arnulf, 54. And he does not like me. God damn it. There's no way to just change that up. It would be a massive pain in the ass. The king is... We're never going to be able to fuck with the succession for a Carling-held country. It's almost impossible. The Carlings just own everything. There are so many Carlings alive that to just wipe through them. I mean, look at this guy. He has, what, 7 siblings. He only has 1 son, but he has 7 siblings, and yeah, it's just going to be painful to even try to do anything. And because I believe it's operating under agnatic secession, it means that we won't be able to get a daughter into there, or he won't get a daughter into there, or something like that. Also, he hates us, if I remember right. Yeah, absolutely hates us, because he has claims on the Kingdom of Bavaria, and he's ambitious. Next in line is actually pretty good for us, so we might be able to do something with this guy. Maybe. It's kind of up in the air. Anyway, we're going to be recovering our military for a little bit. One of our prince bishops died, which means we need a new court chaplain. This guy. And he will be proselytizing in... Yeah, okay, so you see how some of these provinces which aren't mine are green, meaning that I can put guys down there? Let's just zoom in on those. Yeah, I believe that those are capital counties of their realms. So we could send him over there to try and make the pagans Catholic. That could be interesting if we want to maybe, you know, divide up the Tengri or the Sumanesco. The Slavics are already quite divided. Or the Norse. Dividing up the Norse could be quite handy if they do anything bad in England. Right, from the looks of it. Yeah, there's only a slight amount of Norse remaining in England. But no, we're going to use him to steady our own realm, so we send him to Lausitz. Because Lausitz is a county which is Slavic. Instead of, you know, followers of a good book. Just bear in mind that if I somehow manage to offend any religious, cultural, or country group, I seriously do not mean to. Just in these games, some people are motherfuckers and you've kind of got to call it out when you see it. That's all. Who currently holds the Duchy of Brunswick? This guy. We have no valid plots. Right, because we're trying to kill Gisela here. Can we hurry that along? Victor? You'd kill your own child. I like this guy. Get in on it. Yes, he will indeed. So the Byzantine Empire has expanded a bit. I don't think that they owned up here, so they've taken that. How's that jihad going? Wow, really? That was amazing timing. Anyway, successful jihad for Armenia. The greatest has granted Caliph al-Mataz victory in the jihad for Armenia against Duke Capriel of Armenia. Caliph al-Mataz has called for a month of celebration across the whole Muslim world. Cursed infidels. And now you can see all of the realm that was the de jure kingdom of Armenia is now owned by the Caliph. All of it. So he's going to have to divide that up and send it places and all that sort of stuff. Because he is for sure above his demands limit. Or not, he only owns 4 counties. Huh. But anyway, you can see his realm is slowly expanded because of that. A crusade is always for a kingdom. Or all parts of a de jure kingdom. And jihads are basically crusades. In game mechanic terms. Our army, well, our retinue is slowly getting back or up to its 1,000 mark. We are losing a bit of money. Well, not losing, but getting less money because of the cost associated with that. But when that hits for where it's supposed to go, it'll be fine. And I think we could also hold another grand tournament, oh, a grand tournament, but we're not going to do that. We could also get another skirmish retinue. Because taking Znojmo has managed to put us up above 2100. Yeah, we'll do that. So there we go. Now this army has a maximum size of 1500. I'm going to consolidate them all into the middle. I always like the central column to be nice and strong. We had a faction form. Duke Ernst for Bavaria. I don't think it has any men. This is the new bishop as well. He doesn't like us. Partly because we got money from the Jews, I guess. It's going to be ages till we can pay that off. So we're just not going to pay it off. And we get 200 gold and lose 100 prestige. So now we could hold the grand tournament. We're not going to. It would give us the prestige back and cost us all the gold we just got. But let's see what we can build before we do that. Another upgrade to the militia training ground. We're going to get normal training grounds here. That increases the retinue size by 20 points and gives us a bit more morale and reinforcement rate. And Yeah, our diplomacy isn't that bad, even with the -2 for expelling the Jews. I'd very much like it if his plot completed already. I don't think this one wants to be ransomed. Yeah, see, we can't ransom her. We could just release her. But she's really nobody important. She has no title, she's nothing. Okay. Everybody lies, and the courtiers in Oberbayern are no exception. One of them dared to speak up and tell me I'm too cynical, and not everybody lies. So we get this event because we have the cynical trait. Then I knew they all lied. Okay. And so this event is to do with Gottschalk here. So after Gottschalk told me not everybody lies, I almost started laughing. I told him that if he could prove that, I would start believing in mankind again. It could happen, right? Which is, Gottschalk gets a further opinion malice against us. It's not gone great, but Gottschalk is kind of almost dead because he's 65 years old. And this gives us a 20% chance of losing Cynical, which would honestly be very good. But we didn't lose it, so, you know, whatever. My chaplain, nope. Okay, my chaplain is accusing my chancellor of being a heretic. No, not my chancellor, the chancellor of Lawsitz. Wow. So again, we can either say yes he is or no he isn't. He's not my vassal. He's a vassal of that guy who I put in control of Lawsitz. So of course he's a heretic. Because otherwise we'd lose opinion with our chaplain. Which isn't too important, but it's not great. We do have a truce with this guy. Don't know why it's not showing up at... Oh, truces are one way. He has a truce with the King of Great Moravia because he declared war on Great Moravia. He doesn't have a truce against us because we declared war on him. So if we come down here and check me out, we can see I have a truce with him and the King of Great Moravia. With different timers, of course, because they started at different times, but I can't start another war with the Sorbian for another 9 or so years. That's fine. So, he could attack me, and if he attacks me, my truce goes. Like, it's gone, because he attacked me. You know, he came at me, bro, so I can go at him, bro. Okay, I grow more and more impatient with Chancellor Mayor Dietrich. He's our Chancellor. His slothfulness makes him go to extreme lengths to avoid having to do any work. Give a stern talking to him, or give him one last chance to sharpen up. If we choose the latter option, we have a 25% chance of getting the slothful trait. We already have that, but it's not good. So, we're going to give him a stern talking to. And, well, see what effect that may or may not have. Ooh. When I had finished talking sternly to Chancellor Mayor Dietrich, I didn't really expect him to talk back, but the anger that filled him fast was vented immediately. I ignored it and left Chancellor Mayor Dietrich, barely able to speak because of his anger. Okay, so we get a negative opinion against him. So, he likes us, he's fine with us, but we don't like him, which isn't really too much of an issue, I gotta say. Our opinion of people doesn't exactly matter. Like, as a character. As a player, our opinion of things matters. How's everything coming along? Oh, we could invest in another hit of legalism. That would give us less short reign penalty. And it would increase the dement size for counts and dukes. We could go religious customs, which gives us plus 1.4 opinion from bishops, or we can go tolerance, which means that different cultures and religions have less of a opinion penalty. We've only got a couple of different, well, we've only got one other different culture / religion, and they're not any nobles sort of thing. So we're going to go with legalism. And there we go. So we're no longer, you see this will update shortly. Well, I say that and then it doesn't, but we're getting 0.0. Ah, there we go. There we go. It's just updated. So we're not getting any progress in legalism. And it would cost us a lot to increase it again. That's alright. My co-conspirator, Gunhilda, has let me know that Gisela von Andex will die by poisoned wine at an upcoming banquet. Classic! So we'll see if that actually happens. Hopefully it goes off without a hitch. He says, jinxing it permanently. Okay. Oh my god, really? A daughter was born to King Ludolf of Bavaria and Queen Inge of Bavaria, named Frederica. A son. All I want is a son. God damn it. We might have to kill her. The wife, that is. We might have to kill the wife. How is this guy still alive? I mean, I know he's a tough soldier and all, but jeez. He should be well dead by now. Okay, King Ludolf of Bavaria has succeeded with the plot to kill Gisela von Andex. Ah, this is the best result. Success! It seems the wine did not agree with Gisela von Andex. She died, not knowing the name of her killer. I think I will celebrate with beer. Okay, so that's great. So if we come down here to the barony of Andex, we can see that I am now the heir. So we could off the Baroness here. And the entire reason for doing this is it would give us another holding, a lesser holding to be sure, but it would give us another holding in Bavaria. And that means that we could get rid of, say, Messin here, give that off to Count Leopold. Make him a duke or something, or let him make himself a duke when he so wishes. However, there were some issues up here. Count Victor of Anhalt and Countess Ida here. Oh, we don't want to execute her because she has a non-dynastic heir. And I'm going to be honest, she probably is going to have a lot of issues dealing with that. Or they're just going to, you know, have that happen. So anyway, we've got another assassination to plan. Wilhelma, this lovely young 8-year-old. Bad things happen to children. We don't need much here. We provide 92% plot power here, just by ourselves. I don't want the Duke in because he doesn't like us. Well, he doesn't like us very much. The Queen won't get in for reasons. This courtier might. I don't like pulling dukes in, just because they may, you know, choose to try and get, like, you know, political reasons or something. Oh, bugger it. We'll bring our spy master in on it. He's our spy master. We can trust him. Right? We can totally trust him. He's a good bro. Nobody said anything bad about Austrians ever. Except for that one bloke. With a little moustache. Yes, wonderful. So our plot power is now at 132%. We can just let that sort of go in the background because she's only 8 years old. She's got a good educator, but she's only 8 years old. And so she can't exactly make any more progeny while that's happening. I don't think we've got any claims opening up. No. Still this Thuringia thing. Now, this is a little weird. Because King Arnulf here only owns the County of Nassau, the Duchy of Thuringia, and the Kingdom of East Francia, if we were to declare war here, Bruno here would gain both the County of Nassau and the Duchy of Thuringia, which would leave the king with, what, no land. I'm pretty sure that he then goes and just takes land off somebody else, but it could really mess with him. The only problem is that he has allies who will join in the war, specifically Ogier Carling, the King of West Francia. And let's just have a quick check. We will also be hostile to the East Francian revolt during that period of time. Let's just see. West Francia has 4,300 men. Not great. The East Francian revolt has 2,500, whereas East Francia itself only has 1,500. So, yes, we could beat them. I mean, all up, when this retinue finishes reinforcing, and maybe when this levy finishes reinforcing, we would have close to 5,000 troops. And we get another 1,600 from our vassals if we needed to. So that's, what, 6,600. That would be more than enough to take on the King of East Francia. And maybe West Francia as well. How's the revolt actually going? 6% in favour of the revolt. You know, I can't pass up the opportunity to dick with this guy. I just can't do it. I despise the Carlings. For reasons. Mainly this shield. Look at this. This is just so... Look at it. Red on one side, yellow on the other. I mean, look at our shield. Now that's a proper shield. Blue on the bottom and checkered white and purple on the top. That's a proper shield. That is the house crest of House Littlefinger. And you do not fuck with House Littlefinger. So, because you don't fuck with House Littlefinger, we just declared war. Bitches. Pull everybody. Apologies if I got a little heated there, but, you know, House Littlefinger is something that I feel very strongly about. Okay, so what's happening here is this army may be trying to attack this army, or just occupy a piece of Thuringia. So, instead of sending everybody down to Weimar, we're going to send them to Lüneburg. That will get this guy out of the way. You don't want to lose fragments of your army before they even gather together. It's just not great. So, movement will happen on the 24th and the 28th for this guy. See how that goes. Kiemen. And come on, there we go. And now he's moving to Göttingen. So he wasn't actually coming for me, or he's changed his mind. That's okay. That's cool. The main thing to do is just gather our dudes. And we're actually at positive income, and that's because our steward is doing his tax thing. Now they're headed to Würzburg, which is this province here. So maybe they're coming back to try and handle the East Francian revolt. Now, odds are we won't get Thuringia ourselves. This is not the greatest of guys, I gotta say. But let's just check what we would get. Yeah, see, Bruno gains it, but because we're not the de jure liege of Thuringia, and we're not the we're not of Bruno's dynasty, or Bruno is not of our dynasty, he will either form a separate realm, or, while still part of East Francia, just get those things. Okay, this army is gathered, so we're going to send them down to Weimar, and this army is about to get, well, in about a month it will gather. I think I've got about 10 minutes before I need to stop recording for this to be a 50-minute episode. So let's try and win this war in 10 minutes. Yemen. There we go. And we're going to immediately send these guys down to Thuringen. And we're just going to put Wolfgang in charge of there. There we go. Army's gathered. We're leading one. Nobody is leading this side, so we're going to put... You know, Gottschalk's fine where he is. Well, we're going to gather both of these armies together anyway, so we'll just combine them and see what happens. Children need to be educated. My kinswoman, Trude Lodelfinger. She's the daughter of one of my cousins. She needs to be educated. She's not very good at anything, so we'll just see what options we get. She would be educated by Princess Winfrieda, who is here, who is an elusive shadow and all of that stuff. Yeah, she's a pretty good one actually. My gay half-sister. But we can also use her to get opinions, so let's see. We're only having 2 of the dukes displayed because the other duke must have already fulfilled his... You can have a maximum of 2 children being educated by any one person. You know what? No, that won't give any opinion boost. Whatever. Alright, let's educate her for stewardship, I guess. We'll give it to Ida. That's fine. Okay, siege should start now. Wonderful. It's not a very fast siege, but that's because our army isn't there yet. Come on. Okay, he'll be there at the end of the month. Wonderful. And ideally, this is the entire army of East Francia. I kind of hope it is. The East Francian armies seem to be down here in Baden. You can see because they're currently in the process of occupying the place. They'll be held up there for a bit by the Barony of Calwa? That barony. Just because it's a barony and it'll take them a while. Join these armies up. We can't see what they're looking like yet, and I don't particularly want to lose that siege progress, so we're not going to. What you can normally do to see or to rearrange army commanders, because you see here I can't rearrange army commanders if they're in a siege. You can pause the game, order them to go somewhere else, at which point the siege breaks and they become a normal army. You can reassign your commanders and then just cancel the move. We're not doing that because I believe that loses you your siege progress. If there are dead troops, like the garrison of the levy of a castle are diminished, then that's fine. But you know, they stay depleted, but the morale, I believe, doesn't. It recovers instantly. Oh, and also the East Francians are at war with Lotharingia and Aquitaine. They're winning that war, though. Hopefully they don't win it too fast, because if they do, then the King of West Francia might just join in on us. And that would not be wonderful for us. What are they fighting over? Vermandoy? Yeah, Vermandoy. Yeah. Well. Okay, this is an event because we have Stuart Jasper around, apparently, because we don't have him set to improving the economy. Stuart Jasper has had some interesting ideas on how to improve the economy. We can adopt his ideas, which is lose about 11 gold, and for 5 years, Oberbayern gets economy spread rate plus 100%. Or not worth it, which is in opinion malice. We're going to adopt his ideas. And let's just see. Yeah, see, that's... Wow, okay. That's significantly increased that particular thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Jasper away from collecting taxes and get him to do the research economy tech. And yeah, you can see there we're now getting plus 200% to all of these things, which is amazing. It's great, particularly in not trade practices, but things like town and castle infrastructure. Look at that, we have 18% chance of getting another point in castle infrastructure every year. Amazing. Anyway, we'd like to take Thuringia, thank you. Come on. I'm tempted to speed the game up slightly. You know what? We're going to speed the game up slightly, just to the 3rd highest speed, just to see how this goes. Just keep a very close eye on things. You can see the morale is ticking down much faster now in comparison to before. Because I'd like to get this war over and done with before the end of the episode. Knowledge in popular customs in Messan has increased. And the yeah, court chaplain's still accusing people of heresy. That's wonderful. Of course he's a heretic. He's not one of my vassals. I don't care. Come on, just a little bit more. And see, that time really is going past quite quickly now. There we go. Okay, so the West Francian king has been called in, and that would be because the other war ended. However, he's also involved in two other wars. The East Francian Revolt, and something about a place called Derberth? Oh right, up here in Wessex. Yeah, that place is rebelling. So what we're basically trying to do now is... Oh, there's the East Francian army. They are not a concern to us. They shouldn't attack us. We're just hostile towards them. So they won't come up here and smash us for, you know, the lulls. Count Arabelle of Passau has usurped the title County of Znojmo from Luitpold. That's fine. It's alright because it means that the Duke here doesn't have it still. This guy has two counties, but, you know, whatever. And he doesn't like us for reasons. Come on, let's do this siege. Losing people from places. Wonderful. Come on. Take the damn castle. There we are. 10.6 gold. Not bad. And now we're just going to speed through the city. We've converted the population of Lausitz to Catholic. You can see that. Wonderful. So we're going to take our guy out because none of these places have a Catholic ruler. And we're going to set him to probably improving religious relations with someone. Probably Prince Bishop Theodoric. Where is he? He reigns in Bremen. He earns the most of any of our vassals, so it's important to keep him on side. So let's hurry up with these sieges. You know what? We're going to speed it up to the 4th highest tick. You can see that speed is really going past now, isn't it? I've got to keep a very close... Well, that's odd. Very close eye on things. So we just got 18.2 gold, and whenever a pop-up appears, I immediately hit space to pause the game. Our vassal, Cardinal Hetwig of St. Ancon, was given a seat in the College of Cardinals. Yeah, pick the old dude, huh? What was his name? This guy. He's technically a vassal because he is a vassal of the Count of Tyrol, who is a vassal of the Duchess of Tyrol, who is one of my vassals. Oh, and the Pope likes us a little bit more because we converted a province. You get points for that. So I'm not exactly sure how this thing works. I think it's something, you know... We're honestly pretty damn close to getting more cardinals. We could give them some money, and every bit of money that you put in increases his point total. And we could do that, but it's not important. It's just who the next pope gets selected from, sort of thing. Come on. We got to get this siege done. We got another siege to do. Whoa, there's an army. Okay. The West Francians have showed up with an army led by Baron Josselin. Fortunately, there's only about 2,000 of them, or 1,600. That's no big drama. And Otto von Waging seeks to kill Friederike Littlefinger. Dude. You are going to stop that. She is of my dynasty. So just keeping an eye on these guys. They're going from somewhere. I want to say Nassau. I couldn't be sure on that. Oh no, they're in Wurzburg and headed to Württemberg. That's honestly fine. I think that the revolt would be their main concern. Won that siege. Now we've got to besiege his castle. Let's keep it going. His plot has ended. Apologies if I'm going a little bit too fast here. Just, you know, trying to win a damn war. Sigmund Hunfringen seeks to kill Gerhard Hunfringen, who is his... something, I guess. check out his plot power. Not great, but yeah, it's not great, but it's not too bad either. But it's inconsequential at this point in time. It doesn't matter to us. There's the East Francian army. It's being a little weird. Guess it's going to try and take this city again. Come on. Just get this damn ticker down so that we can prove the superiority of House Littlefinger. Okay, there is both an East Francian v West Francian army. They're trying to come up here and take these guys out. 18th of September. This guy's moving and will get caught because he won't move until the 22nd, and there we go. Let's watch this battle. We can't watch it in detail, but we can sort of see their morale things, and these boxes here associate with which phase the battle is in for which flank. And of course we can see their men ticking down. Training grounds were built in Munchen. Wonderful. We've got a marriage offer. King Louis III of Aquitaine wishes to marry Prince Payan of Aquitaine, who is the heir to the kingdom, to my half-sister, Agnes, the chaste one, with all the bastards. Stop having sex with blood relatives. We're going to accept this because I believe it will give us an alliance with the King of Aquitaine. Indeed it has, and we could call him in immediately, but he won't join in. He likes our enemies too much, because our enemies are Carlings, and he's a Carling, and he's too far away. Just want to check something I didn't check. She does have a weak claim on places, but I'm not terribly concerned about those, because she may... I know she's been spitting out a lot of bastard kids with my cousin. Just so fucking... just what? But, well, she's supposed to not be that fertile. He's a little bit fertile, so that kind of cancels out, but, you know, should be right. So the good forces of East and West Francia have lost that battle significantly, and we just finished capturing Heinberg. Where are they moving to? Where we're going. They'll get there before we do, but then we're going to sort of turn up and destroy them. Now, we're going to just reassign dudes. We're going to put Gottschalk in command of that, and that's fine. So you can see there how I paused it and told them to go there. It opened up this screen again. That's what I was talking about earlier. This siege shouldn't go too slowly for us, because this is, well, the only county that the King of East Francia holds. King Arnulf has called in King Louis of Aquitaine. I thought you were my bro. I thought you were my bro. And we can't even request an excommunication. We almost can. That's an issue because Aquitaine wasn't involved in anything that I know of. And so let's just see if we can see how many troops Aquitaine have. Man, I wish the... there we go. 3,500. So I still outnumber them by themselves. And now, this is why you don't go to war with a Carling. Now Lotharingia has been called into the war. So we are at war with all of this. Fortunately, all of those are involved in the East Francian war as well. And I hope that they will either not come in, like, you know, not come in by just sitting over in their thing. The High Chief of Sorbs has died a natural death. Finally! Ugh. However, this High Chief still has an alliance with the King of Hungary. That's irritating. Because while I'm at war with all of Carling Europe at this stage, and that's not a good position to be in, I I really don't want to be at war with the King of Hungary at any stage in time. Okay, so here's a couple of armies. What I'm kind of hoping is that these guys just kill each other, or more correctly, the East Francians beat the West Francians. Okay, what we're going to do is we're just going to finish off besieging this entire province, because after we take this castle it should go fairly quickly. Oh, what? What has just happened? Okay. The Bavarian War for Bruno's claim on Thuringia has ended inconclusively because the Casus Belli is no longer valid. Why is that? We're getting a lot of things about Sorbs right now. What has happened here? Why was the war inconclusive? Is it still the same king? Alright, let's get our troops back. They'll move really quickly because we're still moving really fast. Come on. Come on, just... There we go. Okay, we're going to slow that time down a little bit. Oh my god, what has happened here? This is not going to be great for us. Why are you not married to a dynastic heir? What is wrong with you? So the entire Duchess of Tyrol could go to East Francia if we're unlucky. Because of this guy. The, God damn. Oh well, plenty of time to deal with that. But we're just going to get our levies back into Plauen. Put them down. And take Gottschalk off being the leader of an army. Put it down at Oberbayern. Actually, you know what? We'll keep it up here. We'll move it into Messian. Because this is where most of our wars are going to happen. Now, let's see what the problem was. Okay, so, yeah, we no longer have that Casus Belli. We have a claim for Celli up here, but, you know, that's not great. Let's see if we could find Bruno. Bruno might have died. That's the only thing that I can think of, so... Bruno. Nope, that's not the guy. Let's search all for Bruno. Yeah, there are no von Thuringians, so what I reckon has happened there is somebody assassinated Bruno. Yeah, you know, he had something to do with Anhalt. Do you have any children, courtiers? No. Let's try and find a von Thuringian, just so that we can see what's going on. That's if I can remember how to spell the damn place. Thurin. Okay, so there's a couple of von Thuringians. Yep, there's Bruno. He died after a period of illness. You only had to live a few more months, Bruno. Anyway, let's call it there. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask them. It's a little disappointing, but, you know, it is what it is. Comments are great also. Show us a like if you liked it. And, yeah, I've been Sub. You've been yourselves. Later.